What is going on, snooze babes? How are all you beautiful people doing today? Today we are doing a video by request of Cade. Cade, thanks for requesting this video, man. It was a good idea. And what we're going to be doing is a tier list of all the swift swimmers available to us in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. So like I said, this video was requested by Cade. If there's any videos that you want me to do or you want to see from me, guys, just go ahead and request it. I just want to know what you want. All right, I'll do it. I'll do it. Just let me know. So we're gonna be doing a tier list of the Swift Swim users in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Like I said, this probably isn't all of them. I'm pretty sure we're missing one or two Swift Swimmers, but they're just not available in the games right now. And I just wanted to look at what was available for you guys so that if you were thinking about doing a rain team, you could kind of see my take on what I think some of the better ones are. So first we'll just go down the line, starting from the left, going to the right with Golduk. Now my boy Golduk, you all know that I love Golduk. I won Utah Regionals with it. It was the man with Waterium Z, but in this new metagame, with this new mechanic, I think it's B tier. Golduk has one of the higher special attacks out of the Swift Swimmers, and it's one of the faster Swift Swimmers. It also has a good array of moves like Icy Wind, Encore, Hypnosis, Ice Beam, Muddy Water, Hydro Pump, Scald, things like that. So it has some good stab options and some good support options like Icy Wind to lower speed, or Hypnosis if you want to be annoying. But it's weak to Rillaboom, and Rillaboom's really starting to pop up, I think. It also is weak to Kartana, and a lot of Kartana are Assault Vested, and with Dynamax, there's just not enough power behind Golduk, I think, to really take that. So I think it's in B tier. Next is Poliwrath. I think Poliwrath is C tier. Its fighting type kind of fights against it. It just makes it weaker to more things, but there's a lot of Thundurus, there's a lot of Moltres, there's a lot of Reggie Lekki, a lot of fairies like Tapu Fini, and there's no way that Poliwrath can do anything to those guys. Seeking, you're better off using Lightning Rod. Omnistar I think is C tier, and I say that because of how weak it is to Regieleki. It's not fast enough to outspeed it even in the rain. You would need rain and tailwind to outspeed Regieleki. Rillaboom with its priority, and Kartana. The one thing that is really cool about Omnistar is that it has access to Meteor Beam, so you could do like Power Herb Meteor Beam strats with it to boost its special attack. If you can figure out a way to protect it from the grass type moves, then I think it has like a chance to be really good. It has the highest special attack out of all the Swift Swimmers at 115. So take that with what you will, but I think right now it's probably C tier. Same with this guy. With Intimidate being so prevalent, and with grass being a lot more common now, I think it's gonna stay in C tier. It's pretty fast and it has a good attack, but that's not gonna save it from, you know, the Intimidates and the fast and the grass and the Trick Room and all that. Oh, the Spikeball. Spikeball is probably better off being an Intimidate user, if I'm being honest. It doesn't have any redeeming qualities about it being a Swift Swimmer. So sorry, not sorry. Same about this guy. He doesn't have enough offense on him. He's better off at being like a special wall, but even then, being 4 times weak to electric and not being fast enough to outspeed Regieleki really hurts it. Our first A tier of the tier list is going to be Kingdra. A lot of people hate on Kingdra because they think it's just not that good. I beg to differ. I think in this metagame it's probably one of the better ones. That's why I put it in A tier. With not being weak to electric and not being weak to grass, and being able to hit really hard with its special attacks and having actually really good bulk, I think Kingdra is really good. You just got to watch out for the fairies. But I think any sort of Pokemon right now needs to watch out for the fairies unless you're a steel type or a poison type. Ludicolo, I'm going to put in B tier. There's just so many flying types that are running around, and Ludicolo just doesn't have the attacking power to deal with them. A lot of them are very specially defensive, and so it's really hard for Ludicolo to deal with that. Even with an Assault Vest, it's going to take huge damage. There's also a lot of physical flying types going around. So I think B tier is good. It has its qualities with Fake Out and grass type moves that can help support the team. and it help fight those bulky waters. But I think overall B tier is best for it. D tier for this guy, it has an interesting typing of being rock bug, but its speed is 45 base speed. Like, there, even in rain, there's not a whole lot that it can outspeed, especially if the opponent has any sort of speed control. Same with Relicanth. Poor Relicanth. Another A tier I think is Seismitoad. So Seismitoad is a lot like Swampert right now, just because its typing is so good in this metagame, with how much steel and rock and ground and electric are all running around. And it does a really good job at just matching up with those and patching holes. Water ground's just a great typing in general. Like, I think it's just one of the best. And being able to not have to worry about Reggie Lekki and just like completely countering it altogether is a huge thing for this guy. Also, being able to boost its special defense with stab ground and with its max water moves, I think it just has a good combination of things you can do. It also has a good physical set if you want to run physical, but just watch out for those intimidators. Caracosta, your D tier. Beartic, also D tier. These guys, they don't have enough going for them. They're either not fast enough so Regieleki can take him out, or they're 4 times weak to grass so Rillaboom or Kartana can just take him out, or they just don't have the offensive pressure or coverage. And I think that's the deal with those guys. Dreadnought is going to be C tier. I think the rock water Swift Swimmers are just plagued by Rillaboom, and they just don't stand a chance. I mean, you have to run a lot of redirection or a lot of priority canceling, and you have to be able to pick it up with a one-hit KO. So I just think C tier until you can figure out a good way, or until grass types like Rillaboom go down. I think they're going to stay at about C tier. Barraskewda is going to be our last Pokemon, and I think it's going to be our last A tier. Barraskewda I actually really like. It's our most offensive Swift Swimmer on the physical side with 123 base attack, and it's also the fastest Swift Swimmer, also with I think 123 around their speed. So that means that you could even run an Adamant Nature, and you'll still probably be able to outspeed things that are under Tailwind. I think it's speed ties with Cinderace, so base 118s at an Adamant Nature. So if they're not faster than Cinderace, a Jolly Cinderace, then they're still going to be outsped by Barraskewda, even if there's a Tailwind on the field, which is huge because that gives you the option to get off a lot of damage, still threaten the Tailwind, and you might even be able to pick up a KO if you max it. It is incredibly frail though. Like even resisted moves do quite a bit of damage to Barraskewda. So you might even want to run a Focus Sash on it, kind of like how people were running Excadrill. Or even maybe if you don't want to Dynamax it and just want to do like a lot of damage, get one good hit off before you go down, then even something like Choice Band or Life Orb could be beneficial for Barraskewda. You notice I didn't put any S tier Pokemon on the list. Sadly, I don't think in this metagame there are any S tier Swift Swimmers. Honestly, take me back to 2017 or 2018. I think some of these Pokemon could be S tier potentially. But with a Dynamax metagame and with how many grass types and steel types are running around, like the really bulky steel types like Metagross that can Dynamax, Rain just struggles with that a lot. So I think if we ever get to a metagame where there isn't Dynamax, Rain will be a lot more viable and a lot more threatening, because Rain really relies on those quick KOs that they just can't get with the Dynamax metagame. So I think A tier is the best we're going to get with our Swift Swimmers. I think those are the 3 best ones in my opinion. Let me know which one I did dirty. Which one is your favorite? Which one do you think that I am underrating or should be in a higher tier? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I think every time somebody does a tier list, somebody's favorite Pokemon always gets the short end of the stick. So let me know. And of course, if there's any videos you'd like to see from me in the future, also just let me know on Twitter, comment on this video. And I also have a Players Cup 2 metagame analysis coming out next week, going over last weekend's Players Cup 2 top cut teams from the winners and losers bracket, and what I think we could potentially see going forward in the Players Cup. So that'll be it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.